All right. Good morning, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chat Long Podcast. It's the host CB, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your Thanksgiving day. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Um, Pretty sure if you guys are not eating right now, you guys have a big dinner waiting. Just like I do, have a big Thanksgiving dinner waiting. Later on today. But apologies, man. Just had a lot going on. This is Thanksgiving week, so had a lot of stuff going on. Wasn't able to do a post game show of the Falcons game. So today's show is going to be very quick, maybe about 15 minutes to be honest. But I just want to address some things that has transpired and just give us and all of Who That Nation just some reminders and things to think about before we just rush to conclusions with this or that person. But before I do that, man, I just want to get into the comment section right quick. Want to give a shout out to the OG Jerry Poor said, "Happy Thanksgiving, CB. Happy Thanksgiving to you, fam." And shout out to my co-host Uptown. He wasn't able to make it today, but he definitely celebrate his Thanksgiving. We will try to be back on before this upcoming matchup Sunday. We will be back on before Sunday's matchup versus the Dolphins. I won't get on that today. I'm really not interested in talking about that matchup today. Um, but yes, this is. Let me just go ahead and get into this Falcons game before everything else gets addressed. Um, I'm gonna just go on the offensive side. I know you guys have, heard the post game show from other platforms and stuff, but I just want to give you my take. Offensively, Tyler Shutt, 30 for 43, 243 yards. Um, no TDs, one interception. He was averaging 5.7 yards a throw. I get into that in a few minutes. Rushing, Taysom Hill, 10 attempts for 17 yards. That's not the Taysom Hill that we're accustomed to seeing. Got some questions about that as well because before Kellen Moore started utilizing them, I know Taysom is coming off an ACL tear. Um, just by some of the runs, I think he still has the burst, but I think we're just making it too too predictable for teams to know what's coming. Um, as you guys know, Taysom was being utilized all across the field, tight end, receiver, running back. That was his role. Even when DA was using him, Sean Payton, he was just a jack of all trades. But now, just like when Taysom come in the game, now he's going to get the ball. So that's why it's not being effective um, up to this point. But like I said, Turbo Net in a minute. Devin Neal, 7 attempts for 18 yards, 2.6 yards a carry. Not good. Tyler Shutt, 7 attempts for 22 yards. QB, yeah, I give that. I'll give that decent runner. Glad to see that he's able to utilize his feet. I think he needs to do that in the future to help him out. Just make him more dynamic as a quarterback, and that will come. Mason Tipton, 1 attempt for 11 yards. Then we go to the receiving. Jawan, 6 receptions for 46 yards. Okay, that's good. Jawan, he's starting to play more solid now. We need that from Jawan Johnson. AK, he left the game early with an ankle. Devin Neal, I love to see this from him. 5 receptions for 43 yards. So, that shows that he has the potential to be a pass catcher as well, somewhat decent. Olave 9 for 70. Pettis 1 for 14. Mason Tilton 3 for 22. Vale 3 for 37. And then on the defensive side, I'm gonna just Justin Reed had one interception. Cam Jordan had a sack. Chase Young had a sack. Stallbird had a sack. Shout out to Isaiah Stallbird. He came in, made his play count. So I'm gonna just start with Tyler Shuck. Was Tyler Shuck? Um, it was definitely a difference between the Carolina game and this game, as expected. I'm hoping none of y'all just hopped on just the conclusion line that yes, this is what Tyler Shuck is going to be. We still gotta see what he's going to bring to the team. It's going to be growing pains involved. Um, so I just hope not a lot of y'all wasn't just rushing to conclusion, but we needed to see this. And honestly, he really didn't even play bad. Honestly, I know in the fourth quarter he was playing a lot of catch up, so that's why we was throwing the ball a lot, 43 times. We were just playing catch up. We allowed things to transpire that got us in the hole, including missed field goals from Blake Groupie. I'll get into that in a few minutes, but yeah, it was a lot of factors that put us in the hole to where we had to rely on Shuck to throw us back into the ball game. We never want to put a guy that's basically trying out for our ball club to see if he's going to be the guy or not. Well, let me get to the comment section. I'm seeing some new names popping up. Shout out to the Battle Zone 1480. Who that? Who that? We that, fam. Shout out to you. Shout out to Shorty Alamo. Said happy Thanksgiving. Same to you, fam. Shout out to Jennifer. Said hi. How you doing, Jennifer? Matthew said, "What's up, bud? What's going on, Matthew? Man, welcome to the ones that's tuning in. If you have not subscribed to this podcast, man, I highly recommend you do. Um, we got two hosts on this show, man, and we just love talking Saints football, and we're real and honest, and we're not tiptoeing or being political. We're just being honest with the ball club. But all in all, with Tyler Shuck, I'm not gonna say he played bad. It definitely wasn't like the Carolina game, but um, he didn't cause us the game either. So I'm just looking forward to seeing more from Shuck, and I am excited that he utilized his feet this game. Like I said earlier, um, he has the capability of being a dynamic QB. He has the same frame as Josh Allen. I'm not about to compare him to Josh Allen, right now. We'll see how that plays out. But I'm just saying, like body frame, both of them 6'5", about the same size, and Shuck can run the ball as well. So um, as time progressed, I know he want to, you know, get his IQ better and decision making and accuracy as a QB. But as time come and we seen that when Rattler was in far as the development, he wasn't rushing the ball like that. But then as time progressed, he started using his feet more. So we'll be getting that from Shuck, and um, hopefully by the season's end, we can be saying that Shuck will be our QB going into 2026, and we're not questioning whether we need to go QB in the draft. Far as the win loss, who that nation? I know you guys wanted us to beat the Falcons, and I mean I get it. I get it. If the Saints is not having a good year like this year, yeah, we would like to beat the Falcons and possibly sweep. Well, it'd be good to sweep the Falcons, but hey man, just be honest. I'm gonna start with the head coach. I'm just talking about to why we is even in this position. So I'm gonna start out with Killer Moore. And as you guys heard me state, we have to remember this before we just hop on Killer Moore and conclude. Um, He is not a play caller. He suitable? Can he? It's too early for all of that. This is a rookie head coach, and I want to remind you guys that Dan Campbell, his first year with Detroit, they went 3-13. Dan Campbell's first year with the Detroit Lions, they went 3-13. So is a 3-13 ball club. Was they looking like they're looking now? Was Dan Campbell looking like the play caller he is looking like now? No, because if they was, they would have won more than 3 games. The offense was horrific. I mean, they was horrific as a ball club. We got to give Kellen Moore a chance to get the guys he want this offseason. Yes, the draft picks, he was able to have more of a say in that, but he didn't have no cap space to deal with in free agency. He didn't have no money to play with. This offseason coming up, he will have that. So then we can start, starting to make conclusions and stuff like that. I will say this just to go back to Taysom. I don't like how he's utilizing Taysom Hill. Because you gotta make Taysom Hill unpredictable. The way he's been using Taysom is very predictable. Of course, on 3rd and 1, Taysom Hill coming in, or 2nd and 1, Taysom Hill coming in. You gotta be more predictable than that. Unpredictable. So yes, the far as how he's managing the game and stuff, I mean he's gonna have his hiccups. So I'm not gonna sit here one week and say give him grace, and then next week conclude, that this guy's not effective game manager play. Yeah, I have seen that, throughout the season, but I gotta give this guy a chance to, for him to do a self-evaluation and correct himself along with correcting the team. Because you gotta correct yourself before you can try to correct the team. That's where it starts. It starts with him. So he has to be able to, look himself in the mirror, address things that he have to, get better at. And then he also has to be a leader of men. We're not gonna know that until and it just is what it is. We're not gonna know that until next season. About halfway point. We starting off 0-4 next season. Then yes, I'm looking Kellen Moore. It's this guy, head coach. I mean, because after you have to give everybody a year, you can't bring in a rookie head coach and then expect them to do wonders. Everybody not gonna be a Sean Payton. It ain't gonna work out like that with every single head coach. It just is what it is. Sean Payton, he was able to bring a Drew Brees in that everybody, you know, passed on, and we know how that played out. Drew Brees wasn't a rookie starting with the rookie head coach. This is a rookie head coach, rookie QB. Rattler was basically a rookie QB too, so it's two fresh cats starting for a franchise. So let's just give them grace on that. With Devin Neal is looking like he's going to be the go-to guy now. So we get a full evaluation on Devin Neal moving forward. Um, Pass catching, I love seeing that Sunday. So we're able to utilize him in multiple ways. Not saying he's about to be our effective pass catcher. It's not looking like he's about to be on AK's level as far as a pass catcher running back, but he's able to do it. So that's a good thing. And we'll just see how it plays out in the season. Hopefully he can, he's going to be the go-to guy running back. I doubt AK playing Sunday. I hadn't even looked at the injury report. I've been so busy, but um, if AK is not there Sunday, the workload is going to be on Devin Neal. So we get a full evaluation um, with him, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. So the receiver position, this is the growing pains that Kellen is going through as a head coach. You had a guy that you made a captain and now he's getting released. How can you appoint someone to be one of your captains for a ball club, and then he's gone midway through the season, not via trade or something like that. Like he just happened to be a dog and he's a trade. You appointed someone as a team captain, and now you get rid of him. And to my understanding, I may be wrong, that Brandon Cooks requested to be released. So that's a whole nother issue in itself. I mean, he requested to be released. So that pretty much, if you're requesting to be released, you're a team captain. That pretty much sums up how you displayed your role in the locker room. Because how can you be appointed a team captain and then you want to get released? But like I said, I may be wrong. I don't have full um conclusion on that. But to my understanding, from what I've seen, it was Brandon Cooks the one requested to get released or requested to get waived. So um that's definitely not good on Kellen Moore's part, far as picking a guy like that. All your decision makers need to be guys that's going to be effective. I mean, every down starters. But like I said, that's just part of the growing pain. And then we can just stay on the captain thing. Then we have another captain and Blake Groupie. We gotta release this guy as well. So within the matter of a week, two of your captains have been released. Like, have we ever heard that before? No, we hadn't heard of that. We hadn't heard of two captains being released off of a team. So it's looking like we got a lot of Kellen got a lot of self-evaluation to do going into this off season and really the remainder of this season. Two of your captains got released, so that's really not a good look. As far as with Blake Groupie, wish him the best. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with Blake Groupie. To be honest, and I'm just keeping it hot. I know we can go back and say, oh, Will Lutz, why did we get rid of Will Lutz? Well, you can't go back at that time. At that time, Blake Groupie outkicked Will Lutz in training camp. It just is what it is. I mean, it's easy to go back and be like, well, man, why did we owe? I mean, the only way you can argue that is that Will Lutz have been in the lead more, and he's been through the ups and downs more than Groupie. To me, I wouldn't have got rid of Lutz. I just would have kept them. I still would have kept both of them on the team and just kept Blake Groupie on the practice squad. And then if Will Lutz, screwed up during the season, then you make the switch. But I think that's the only way you can argue that. But as far as just saying why did you get rid of? I mean, it's easy for all of us to question that. But according to DA, man, Blake Groupie won that competition. And to be honest, when Blake Groupie first got started with us, he was booting 60 yarders and like 63 yarders. No, we can't dismiss all of that. Now, as time went on, the man just started going downhill. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. He definitely wasn't in a position to be a captain, because how can you be in a position to be a captain and you can't even be the relied on to lead the team? We couldn't even rely on you this year to make field goals. You missed 8 field goals. 8. Not 2, not 3, not 4, but 8. That's unacceptable. So yeah, the release was definitely warranted. And far as shout out to Cade York. We brought Cade York in, former LSU guy. Hopefully he can, get us through the rest of this season. I'm not sure the status on our other kicker. He done slipped my mind. Um, the one we've been having around, young guy. We might get him an opportunity. We'll see. But Kellen, he just got a lot of work to do, man. As a rookie head coach, this is what comes with it. Every new head coach, you're going to a bad ball club. So it just is what it is. The majority of new head coaches is going to a ball club that is trash, and you have to fix it. Now, what we have to do as Saints fans, we have to give him enough time to be able to possibly do that. Year one, we can't expect him to do that year one. What I am glad is that he's letting these young guys get out here, get their feet wet, so we can see, and he can see, what he may possibly have, or what, it's going to take time. The way it's looking right now, Kool-Aid, I didn't get on the, just chirping a little bit on the defensive side. Kool-Aid, he is not, he is not starting quarterback material at this time. He is not. Now, am I about the right conclusion on Kool-Aid? No. And that's just the fact that he's a second year player, but he does not need to be starting right now. He does not need to be starting right now for the Saints. Now, if Isaac Yadam is behind him, then yeah, you might as well keep Kool-Aid out, because if you put Yadam back in the starting lineup, then we miss out on a draft pick. And I think Isaac Yadam, I think that's a fourth rounder we miss on. So we need an additional fourth round pick. Um, so we don't need Yadam to get that certain amount of playing time that was going to interfere with us getting that extra fourth round pick, or some round pick. It was a fourth or lower. So we need Yadam to just be a backup the remainder of the season. Kool-Aid need to stick out there, and he gets burnt the rest of this season. If he continues to get burnt, then we know that he is not our guy moving forward as a starter. As a starter, he is not our guy going forward. And then we can address that, maybe free agency draft, and that'll be up to Kellen how he want to address it. But these are just some things that I wanted to chirp on. Who that nation far as the ball club, yes, like I said, it hurt to lose against the failed clowns. Um, but to me, I'm more interested in having a good ball club. I'm more interested in having a good ball club. I know some of you guys can, be like, we can beat trash as long as we beat the fair clowns. Yeah, I want to beat the fair clowns, but I also want to be a competitive football team competing for the postseason. That's just the type of ball club. And I done been on both ends. I mean, Uptown, no, like, people know how long I've been a fan. I was a fan before the Sean Payton era began. So I done been through the ups and the downs. I done been through the paper bag, not in the 80s and early 90s, the late 90s. I was a part of that. So, I know what it is to go through trash seasons, and the best seasons is maybe getting a wild card, like we did when we played the Rams with Aaron Brooks. I done been through it, man. Before Sean Payton got here and turned the franchise around. So who that nation, man, it just is what it is. We just gotta I would just advise us fans, we just gotta give Kellen Moore at least we do gotta give him an off season. We're gonna have money this off season. So it's going to be up to Kellen. Can he convince players to come to the 504 and play for the Saints? Does he have that type of swag to convince players to come? Can he convince players to come on? Not us paying somebody 100 mil to come play for the ball club. I don't think we need to throw contracts out like that unless it's really at that time with Jairus Bird. At the time of the signing, that was what he was worth. Before he got on the Saints, that deal was worth it. He was either Jairus Bird or Earl Thomas. 1A, 1A, 1B, far as the best safety in the game. Now, if you looking at it like that, then yeah, you gotta throw the bag. But we shouldn't be overpaying for players and stuff. We shouldn't be doing that. So we'll see what happens going into the off season. But just the remainder of the season, hopefully we just stay competitive. And I don't know. I don't know how this going to play out, man. I don't know how it's going to play out. I will say, if we're not able to win a lot of the remaining games, and I know we're looking at Miami like, they some slouches. Well, we're playing like slouches too, to be honest. So I don't know how it's going to go Sunday, but we'll see. I do know that Miami, I don't forgot who they played. It was a playoff caliber team the other weekend. They beat them. So see the Patriots or the Bills, or I think it was the Bills. So any given Sunday, a team can come and play. You know, if the opponent is not ready. So who that nation? Let's just be patient. We gotta be patient with Kellen. I mean, I hate to say it. That's just what it is. We gotta give him enough time to be able to adjust, have a full offseason to himself, have a little bag to play with, which we should have a bag um to play with. I don't know that amount, but we should have a bag to play with. So that basically wraps up today's show. Who that nation, man? You guys, please like, subscribe, follow the page. Um, Hope you guys enjoy these games coming up. The remainder of the day, and I hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving meal. Once again, far as the Dolphins preview show, we will get on at some point, probably Saturday, Sunday. I mean, Friday, Saturday, and give you guys a preview show. But who that nation, please, man, I just advise y'all, do not write the conclusion on Kellen Moore as a head coach, as a play caller. Even though it's looking skimpy right now, we've seen Kellen Moore, be an effective play caller in Dallas. He was definitely effective play caller with the Eagles. But like I said, also in Dallas, he was effective. They had one of the best offenses, and with the Chargers, it wasn't no slouches either. So let's just give him time, man, and let him get his pieces in. That's just what it is as a head coach. We hadn't dealt with this in a while. DA doesn't count because with DA, when we got DA in here, he was just supposed to keep the train rolling. That's why we brought him in. He was just supposed to keep the train rolling. That's what they viewed him as. Well, they tried to keep it the Sean Payton way. He was acting like he was trying to change something. You can't be Sean Payton. You got to be your own man. You're not your own man. Get out of here. So, but that's it, Who That Nation. You guys, please like, subscribe, follow the page. This is the WDN Chat Line Podcast, and I'm out. Who that?